Hello, my name is Elena Avram, and today's presentation is part of the iSports project on the prevention, detection, and combat of sexual harassment in sport. More specifically, today we'll explore the two types of sexual harassment, including quid pro quo and hostile environment. After this session, we'll be able to understand the difference between the two. There are two main categories of sexual harassment. First one is, as we mentioned, quid pro quo, which means this for that. And the second category is the hostile environment. Starting with quid pro quo in sports, as I said, it means this for that. And it occurs when a coach grants or withholds benefits such as a scholarship, a starting position, or playing time as a result of an athlete's willingness or refusal to submit to the coach's sexual demands. This is usually because the pressure may be either explicitly or implicitly made a term of or condition of the individual's scholarship, starting position, or playing time. The critical point is not whether the victim submits voluntarily, but whether the athlete submits to unwanted contact. Examples of quid pro quo are a coach offering an athlete a job or a place in the team in exchange for sexual favors or a date. A sport official altering a performance evaluation based on the athlete's willingness to engage in sexual acts. A member of committee offering a raise or bonus to athlete in exchange for a sexual favor. Lastly, a sports director terminating an athlete who refuses to comply with sexual demands or who files a sexual harassment complaint. All these are examples of quid pro quo. Unfortunately, many other examples are out there. In regard to hostile environment, co-athletes or coaches, and etc., create a hostile environment if they interfere with another athlete's performance by doing or saying sexually offensive things. Hostile environment harassment contact is gender-based and usually creates an intimidating or offensive place for employees to work or students to go to school. This usually requires a pattern of this sort of behavior, but sometimes one incident is enough if severe or outrageous. Hostile environment harassment can occur off-campus grounds, for example, in a school sporting event, on a school bus, on a school trip, in a college-sponsored internship program, and can be caused by coaches, personnel, administrators, or any other staff involved in sports. Few examples of hostile environment in sports can be an unwelcome sexual advances, demeaning remarks, sexual jokes or bad comments, slurs, jokes, and comments fueled by sexual orientation and gender, unwanted physical contact or contact, such as rubbing, hugging, touching, or groping, sharing digital or physical content materials of a sexual nature, such as photos or codes or anything like that, and of course, sexual innuendos. Since it covers a wide range of actions, hostile environment sexual harassment is often closely analyzed on a case-by-case basis. However, the main underlying requirement for a hostile environment case is that it must be repetitive and offensive by the standard of a reasonable person. It also needs to create an abusive or uncomfortable environment for the athlete. An example of hostile environment is the case of Clemency versus the Ohio State University, where a female cross-country runner claimed that the coach did not permit her practice because she spurned his sexual advances. The university investigated the student's claims and determined that, although the plaintiff was not eligible to practice with the team, The coach advances had violated the university's sexual harassment policy and therefore was further investigated. When we talk about these two, hostile environment and quid pro quo, let's see what's the main differences between them. Compared to quid pro quo, the hostile environment sexual harassment is harder to pin down. The quid pro quo has a clear definition. It is the act of exchanging sexual demands for a benefit. Quid pro quo can also involve threats, such as demanding sexual favors from the victim, or else the victim will lose their job or get a demotion. But in both cases, quid pro quo sexual harassment often involves two people, with one having more authority over the other, between an employer and a supervisor, or between a coach and an athlete. Unlike hostile environment work harassment, which requires repeatable offense to make a stronger case, a single instance of quid pro quo harassment is enough to open a lawsuit. Therefore, let's say the main difference between the two is that the hostile environment needs to have a repeatable offense, where the quid pro quo, it can be a one-time event. Overall, this is the two types of sexual harassment that we went through today. Let's hope that our knowledge that we will acquire and we acquire throughout the whole project will help us eliminate and minimize this effect of sexual harassment. Thank you.